interesting Arizona Cardinal updates today. You guys are going to want to hear these because these are pivotal moves that we are making that might actually help us get this season back on track. Now, when a season that is completely lost right now, it seems all hope is just out the window. We're 2-5. There might be a little bit of upside, and the Cardinals might actually be buying. You heard that correctly. We might be buyers at the trade deadline. We might bring in more talent. Now, who that is, we'll discuss in today's video. But before we do, if you guys are new to the channel, end up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. Arizona Cardinals NFL content your way all season long. If you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We got some good ones. The first thing we're going to start with is, this is from Darren Urban, but Jonathan Gannon said that Michael Carter and Darren Hall, who were both released yesterday, we're back today at practice. Then Darren Urban left a little note, said, I would guess that means practice squad, but they are still part of the team. Kind of glad they're still on the team. Michael Carter is serviceable. In his limited action that he's got, he's had 2 games with a good amount of carries, and he's just looked bad. I even said we should have released him and let Bam Knight get the action, and that's kind of what happened. So I'm not mad at that. I think it's the right football play. Michael Carter off the field, great human being, great guy, great person. Same with Darren Hall. Had an interaction with both of them at training camp in back-to-back years. Super chilled, down to earth, really good guys. But sometimes you got to make football and business decisions. And both of them, we have more talented players. And somebody might be coming back at the corner position a little sooner than we might have anticipated. But before we get to that, we got to dive into this. Because Benjamin Albright came on Twitter, X, whatever you guys call it, in 2025. In the big 2025, Benjamin Albright dropped this heater after the Cardinals released Michael Carter. He said, running back incoming. Now, this is interesting because Benjamin Albright is pretty tapped in, especially with the Arizona Cardinals. So what does he know? I don't know, to be 100% honest with you. I'm not sure, but a lot of people were speculating maybe it's Trey Benson. But no, Darren Urban shut that down. We know Benson was on IR, and he has to miss at least 1 more game because the Cardinals put him there. It's a 4-game rule, and this is in response to potentially Trey Benson. It's not Trey Benson. Very interesting, because what team is going to blow it up? Or what team are we really looking at? Let's go ahead and look at this little thread too. This is Benjamin Albright as well. He said, in response to, please tell me you mean Trey Benson's back and we're not wasting draft capital on this dumpster fire. A lot of people are just out on the Cardinal season, a lot of you guys as well, and I don't really blame you. It's been a hard watch. We've lost games that we've had full control of, and we just let it slip. That's probably the most disappointing way, is just knowing you could have a way better record in this season could be different. We could have 5 or 6 wins, but we don't. Now we're 2-5. It feels like all hope is lost. Well, Benjamin Albright is kind of on the boat where, like, hey, the Cardinals aren't completely out of this thing. We're not out of the race. And, I mean, it's hard for me to buy into that because I think we are in a very tough position to come back and bounce back just because the NFC West is so stacked right now. But maybe with the 49ers being banged up, they could lose a lead. Seattle, maybe they have a second half collapse. And then the Rams, I don't know. They're getting Puka back, so we'll see. But Benjamin says, I wouldn't call it a dumpster fire for the Cardinals. They have one of the best point differentials, 3rd best of teams that are 2-5 through 7 games in the last 25 years. The 2 teams ahead of them both finished in the playoffs. You guys know I've been bringing up this point differential for forever. 153 to 154. We're not a bad football team. Our record's bad, but we're not a bad football team. And then Taylor Robinson said, so we're the 3rd best 2-5 team? Yeah, that's a dumpster fire. And then he also says in the last 25 years, the number 1 and 2 teams both wound up making the playoffs. So he's not currently out on us right now. He thinks we have a chance, and we're in the race. So that's very interesting. And he says the Cardinals, especially if we win this game on Monday, is what I'm predicting, we're probably going to be buying because we need help and we need all the reinforcements we're going to get. We're going to be a way better team in the back end, at least talent-wise. We're going to have all of our guys back, and we're going to be pushing in for a run. We don't have a choice, obviously. A lot of people are fighting for their jobs right now. A lot of people are 50-50 on Kyler, which we're going to talk about in just a second. We got updates on him as well. A lot of people are just livid at this coaching staff, and rightfully so. There's been some boneheaded plays, but we're not completely out of this thing. And what's very interesting is Bo Brock tweeted that Jonathan Gannon also announced a 21-day practice window for Garrett Williams. This is huge. And B.J. Ojulari. It's about time B.J. Ojulari is coming back. We've had no updates, really, in regards to him, besides Jonathan Gannon saying he's on schedule. This is probably one of the longest ACL recoveries I think I can remember or date back into sports. Will Hernandez is already back from his ACL. It took B.J. Ojulari over 15 months to even get his 21-day window open. Insane. Just absolutely wild. But it's nice to see both of them getting their window activated. They're supposed to be back hopefully within the next 3 to 4 weeks. That is going to be huge. Or 3 weeks, technically. 21 days is 3 weeks. So in the next 3 weeks, we should see them at least activated on the team. Now, whether they play or not, it's up to them. But they will be practicing and full go in the next 3 weeks. Huge updates for the Cardinals, and I'm excited. Garrett Williams is going to be a huge boost to this defense. You guys know one of the best nickels, one of the best slot corners in the entire league. And our secondary struggled this season. We have bright spots in Will Johnson and Max Melton. Both of them have made plays, but we have no interceptions on any of our corners. They don't have picks. So it's just insane how that's going to work out. And then Kyler Murray is expected to return from injury. His foot, the Lisfranc that has been bothering him for some time. It has been 2 weeks, and we are 0-2. Jacoby Brissett has played very solid football, but this is what we want. Kyler Murray is expected to come back per Adam Schefter. Now, Jonathan Gannon hasn't announced anything in particular, but the Cardinals face the Cowboys in Dallas on Monday Night Football. Kyler is 9-0 at AT&T Stadium, dating back to high school. In the NFL, undefeated as well. We put BTA to the Cowboys when needed. Kyler elevates his game once he goes to Texas, so we need this. Kyler Murray has to will this team to a win. The offense, I think we're going to be just fine, and hopefully, I think we're going to play our first collectively good game against the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to go ahead and put some BTA to these boys, and we need to, point blank and simple. And Jonathan Gannon does what Jonathan Gannon does. He's not giving us any updates per usual and no definitive answers because, you got to keep secrets in the NFL for whatever reason. Even though we know Kyler Murray's probably going to play because Adam Schefter tweeted about it. But it is what it is. Walter Nolen, though, is a guy who in practice looks really, really good recovering from a calf injury. If you guys haven't seen the clips, go ahead and check him out on X or Twitter. But he looks explosive. He looks like he's in good shape. And he looks like he's ready to go. And we need the help on the defensive line badly. He's going to be a disruptive player even in year one. I'm hoping Darius Robinson can get some production too with Walter Nolen playing. But both of these guys will continue to progress and will practice today. Huge for the Cardinals. Absolutely massive updates. Kyler Murray, we can get him back. Going to be a complete different offense. We're going to be way more versatile, and I'm wondering after sitting behind Jacoby Brissett if he's picking up on little things and he's noticing things like, hey, I can actually rip this thing down the field. Drew Petzing calling better games, not fantastic. The run game has looked okay. In the first game Jacoby was playing, not the greatest. Game 2 looked a little bit better. I think Bam Knight is good. I think he's serviceable, and we'll see if he can continue that up. This offensive line not looked fantastic. Jacoby Brissett is kind of dying out there, and Drew Petzing is letting Micah Parsons go one-on-one. Not ideal. There's things that Drew Petzing does that I just can't stand, and it irks me. I think he should still go. But we'll see, man. There's some huge updates in here. I think getting Garrett Williams back after a couple weeks is going to be massive. I think the bye week and letting everybody recover is a huge timeline, especially with the injuries we sustained. We need everybody back, and we need them full throttle for this back-end playoff push. We have to go 3-0 in these next 3. We're already 0-2 in the division. If we can get 2 division wins and beat the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think you guys understand. We would be back in this thing. The NFC West is winnable. Obviously, we need people in the NFC West to lose, but we would at least be back in the race going 3-0 in a season that just looks completely out the window. Like, we're not a bad football team, but if we drop to 2-6, legitimately you can chalk this thing. There's no hope. We would have to go undefeated for the rest of the year, and I do not see a world that happens because the Cardinals, they just don't have my backing like that. They're already kind of out right now, but the optimism is still there just because of the point differential and the fact we're playing teams close. I think that is a huge sign that we're not a bad football team. It's coaching mistakes, player mistakes, not being able to close games, defense not being able to get a stop in crunch time, and it's just a lot of unfortunate things. But these are huge updates. I'm so happy a lot of these guys are coming back. You drop your favorite update down in the comment section below, and you let me know your predictions for the Dallas Cowboys game. And also, do you think we're going to go get Breece Hall? Because that is the name that has been linked to the Cardinals. So you guys let me know if you guys think the Cardinals are going to make a splash move, because that is the play that everybody is insinuating the Cardinals are going to make. I don't know. I think if we do become buyers and the Jets, who are just completely out of the window right now and just have no optimism right now, and I think they need to blow it up point blank and simple, I think it's a team that could easily fire sale. And maybe we go get Breece Hall for like a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. And then James Conner gets pushed out the window next year, which is unfortunate, good culture guy. But Breece Hall could be a huge talented running back. I'm a little 50-50 on it, depending on the draft capital. But Breece Hall could be a huge boost to this offense right now who's kind of struggling with the run game. And we need a guy We need a guy. And if you don't believe in Trey Benson, then this is a move that you should be all for. I still like Trey Benson, but the injuries, man, it's just hard. In a season where you have to compete and you have to win, would not be mad at like a third-round pick for a Breece Hall. I don't know what it's going to take to get him. It might take a second, but a second for a running back is a little bit crazy to me. So we'll see what happens. But the Cardinals, we got a chance in this. We'll see what happens in Dallas. But you let me know the running back that you think Benjamin Allwright was tweeting about. And also, if you guys are new to the channel and ended up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals NFL content. You're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.